Today, we're going to discuss The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Take the first step. That's the only way. Several years ago, I was invited to lead a book discussion group by a manager at a local Barnes & Nobles. And one of the first books that we discussed was The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Personally, after reading that book, I took the Four Agreements and integrated them into my life as a tool for daily living. And I believe, as I share with you the power of these four agreements, you may yourself see how it would impact the world if we all applied these in our lives. The first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. Not only with your commitments to others, but also with your word to yourself, whether you plan on dieting, whether you plan on exercising, whether you plan on committing to anything, but being impeccable with your word. When you say something, mean it. Being honest, being totally open in what you want to share with people, not being ambiguous, but being impeccable with your word, knowing that that communication, that level of honesty and that level of commitment in your communication is so valuable. The second commitment is to not take things personally. Now, that can be a little tough because we've all had experience where somebody says something to us or yells at us that really knocks us off guard, and we are kind of like, what did I do? I turn that around and I ask you, have you ever lashed out at someone when they weren't really the person that you were angry at? When we stop taking things personally, we're actually able to listen to what the other person's saying and work on healing that communication with them rather than inflaming it by becoming defensive. The third agreement is to never assume. We never have all of the information that we need to make a correct assumption. There's an old saying that when you assume, you make a out of you and me. And it's because we haven't gotten all the facts. So instead of assuming, why not ask questions that help get you the full picture so you can actually, again, be involved in communication rather than confusion? The fourth agreement is to always do your best. People who know me know that I have a very, very strong aversion to the word try, because I believe that try is an excuse to fail, that you don't really have to apply yourself to doing what it is you're kind of committing to doing. But when you always commit to doing your best, that's a level of setting a standard for yourself that you will give 100% no matter what. You may not succeed, you may make mistakes, you may fail, but you're going to give everything you've got to following through. Now, when you tie those four agreements together, it becomes a very powerful way of living. Again, think about them. The first one is to be impeccable with your word to others and to yourself. The second is to not take things personally. Free yourself up from that judgment of being accepted or rejected. The third is to never assume, but actually gather the information, gather the facts. And the fourth is to always do your best. Go to bed at the end of the day knowing that you couldn't have done any better than what you did. I invite you right now to journal or to make some entries here on the computer. List each of the agreements, list all four, and then next to each one, ask yourself and be honest about it. Where can you improve? Where can you improve in the commitments you make, holding yourself accountable to those commitments, the level of honesty in your communication? Where can you improve? Or maybe you can think of some specific relationships that you do take things personally. Maybe it's with your spouse, maybe it's with a parent, maybe it's with your boss, but that in your communications, you often take things personally, that you could kind of distance yourself and go, you know what, whatever's wrong with them may not really have to deal with me. Ask yourself, where are some situations where you can stop assuming and you can get more proactive in gaining the information that you need to make communication more fruitful than combative. And ask yourself truly where you could raise your standards on doing your best rather than just trying. I look forward to how you apply this episode. Look forward to your feedback and definitely look forward to connecting again soon. Have a great day.